What's up everyone, it's Kajani with a guide on how to make gil in Final Fantasy XIV as of patch 6.05. There are a lot of ways to make gil in Final Fantasy, so I'm going to break down this video into a few sections. I have a section for all my crafters out there, I have a section for those who like to gather, another for those who prefer to not do either of those, and another one breaking down the Excitatron 6000. So let's get started. Believe it or not, you can make gil in Final Fantasy XIV without crafting or gathering. One of the easiest ways is by running your daily roulettes to earn tomestones of aphorism. Once you have enough tomestones, head to Sianti in Radz-at-Han where you can exchange them for crafting materials. These materials are used to craft the base materials for gear used in Savage raiding. While you're running your dailies, if you are an adventurer in need, you will also earn cracked dendro clusters and cracked anthro clusters. These clusters can be exchanged for materia, and after you stocked up enough for yourself, be sure to sell the extra materia on the market board. You can also make some gil while leveling your alts with fates. With each fate that you complete, you'll earn bicolor gemstones. You can use these bicolor gemstones to purchase materials from the respective gemstone vendors in each Endwalker zone. Be sure to check your market board to see what actually sells before purchasing any materials. A good place to start are any hides that are used in leatherworking recipes. Selling crafting materials is a consistent source of gil. To make a lot more gil by running fates, you can sell bicolor gemstone vouchers. You can purchase bicolor gemstone vouchers only after you maxed out the rank in all 6 Endwalker zones. And yeah, it's a lot of work fam, but believe me, it's well worth the effort. The vouchers themselves cost 100 bicolor gemstones and can be sold on the market board for about 100k. So you're basically running 10 fates to get 100,000 in gil. Not bad, right? The reason that they're worth so much is that you can use them to buy 2 exclusive items, a mount and a fashion accessory. It takes an insane amount of grind to get either of those items, so there will always be a market for players who rather just buy vouchers instead of running fates. There is gil to be made with your gathering classes. A really low effort way is to gather mats while you're waiting in queue or in your free time. Most of the level 90 mats are consistent sellers right now. Make sure that you break up the quantity into reasonable amounts, because honestly, not everyone is looking to buy 99 of something. Aether Sand is another way to make gil with your gatherers. There are 4 Aether Sands that were introduced this patch cycle. Of the 4, Moonlight Aether Sand is the one to put the most effort into obtaining. It is a material used in recipes to craft all the potions that raiders would use in Savage raiding. As long as raiders need their potions, Moonlight Aether Sand will always be in demand. The other 3 Aether Sands are used to craft raid gear, and they may not be in high demand at this point of the patch cycle. To make gil with your crafters, you can't go wrong with crafting popular foods and potions that players use in Savage raids. On the screen is a list of popular foods for each respective job. I found these on the balance. You'll find the recipes themselves in the master recipe books for the culinarian and the alchemist respectively. Another good way to make gil with your crafters is by selling crafting materia. And honestly, it's really not limited to this patch cycle, as materia is a consistent seller 24/7 365. But we did get new crafting gear and new master recipes, so in order to even craft the master recipes, you need enough materia to overmelt your gear. A good low effort way of getting crafting materia is by doing your weekly custom deliveries, then using the scripts that you're rewarded to purchase materia. Otherwise, you can just craft a bunch of collectibles to get scripts to purchase materia. At this point of the patch cycle, I don't recommend trying to sell raid gear, as the market is really oversaturated and undercutting is really rampant. So unless you're selling directly to another player, I don't recommend crafting and selling raid gear. One of my favorite activities to make gil in Final Fantasy XIV is by running treasure maps. With patch 6.05, we got the Excitatron 6000. To get to the Excitatron 6000, you're going to need a Compira skin map. How maps work are you'll decipher the map, Find out where the heck the treasure chest actually is, then defeat some mobs. If you're lucky, you'll get a portal, and that's where the fun begins. On the screen are the more coveted items that should sell for a good amount of gil. Other drops include materia, gil, and crafting mats. The maps themselves can be gathered from level 90 nodes or purchased from the market board. Keep in mind that you're limited to gather one map per day. Overall, treasure maps are a fun activity to make gil, and you should try to run some at least once a week with your free company or some friends. Or you know what, you can just run them solo as a warrior, because that's a thing now. And that's all I got for this guide on making gil in Final Fantasy XIV as of patch 6.05. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, drop me a like. If you would like to stay tuned for more content, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.